Hello, Jesse McDougall here. I'm going to do a second book review of the day. I've never done that before, but did an earlier review on the Elon Musk novel. But I finished a novel last night that I just had to cover, and it's definitely a 5 out of 5. And it's the third book in the Hannibal series by Ben Kane. It's called the Hannibal Clouds of War. Hannibal Clouds of War. Now, one bad thing about this, let's focus on the good thing first. So the good thing is I don't think I've ever read a book this fast before. I've read a few books pretty fast. There's about 460 pages. I read through this in like, I don't know, 4 days or something. And that's while working and training too. But yeah, just the writing style on this, just it was totally different. The first two books they're great, but it was like kind of, I don't want to say it was drawn out, but there was a lot more descriptive. I felt the pace was a little bit slower. This was just an action-packed page turner. Like every chapter was just, the chapters were shorter and they were just smashed with content. Like it was just, I felt like had adrenaline going and just excitement, and just really got into this book. I even have empathized for some of the characters, and one thing I lack is empathy. I'm not known for having a lot of empathy. I'm kind of a hard-nosed kind of guy. That's just who I am, just a man's man, I guess. Not saying that men with empathy aren't men's men. I don't know. One thing I've always lacked a little bit. But definitely when you study or when you hear some of these, I don't want to give away the character and the story and stuff, but yeah, some of the stuff happens. Actually, I'll tell you one kind of gruesome story out of here. So there was the Romans took over the city Na on Sicily, and it didn't work out too well for some of the women in there. And this was kind of like, the truth is just kind of common stuff that happens to women in times of war like this is pretty disgusting, and there's still a lot of this kind of stuff that goes on nowadays, which is just atrocious. But anyways, let me get back to the book. So this takes place on Sicily, just off well, I don't know, it's in Sicily. Okay, and basically for the Battle of Syracuse, which was a key port for the Carthage they were in alliance with the Syracusans, the locals there, and the locals were going to turn the city over. So the Romans were coming to take it over again because Carthage wanted to use that as a point to bring their troops from Carthage to Syracuse and then over into Italy to meet up with Hannibal's forces so Hannibal can continue his destruction of Rome. So that's kind of the premise of the story. It was just a great book. But the one thing I was really ticked off, dude, I was like, WTF, Kane? I'm like, bro, I feel like I got screwed here, man. He's going to write another book on this, but he's writing other books on another part of Roman history, which is pretty fascinating. But he didn't finish the total war with Hannibal. Like, it doesn't go through the whole story. I feel like the story of Hannibal Barca is just kind of cut off in half. I know what happens in the Hannibal story, but it's not really the point. I thought I was getting this novel to read about, just to increase my knowledge on this topic, and that's why I originally read it. I'm wondering if you got bored with the story, or you just want to switch to something else because sometimes it feels too much like work. You're not as motivated to get something done. So I'm not sure if that's what it is, but he's going to write another novel on this topic. I hope he does finish the story of Hannibal, because one of the reasons why I like reading historical fiction is that any topic I'm interested in, I'll read like actual textbooks, history textbooks. I read those first. They're kind of dry because it's all facts and by historians. It's not written for fiction and get emotions involved and stuff like that. So I like to follow it up with some historical fiction. That way I kind of get into the story and get into the details. It helps me remember the story, get a more appreciation for that time as much as I can. I'm born in Canada, born in, this great time. of peace. You know, life's really easy here, so we never had anything to deal with this time, or the people living in some of these cities where there's wars in, and some of the stuff that still happens today. But anyways, I'll wrap this up here. Hannibal, Clouds of War, Ben Kane. Write the other book, bro. Finish it. Finish it. I feel like I got ripped off here because it's like I'm waiting for the next Game of Thrones season to come out or something. Anyways, man, take care, and thanks for all the comments, and feel free to reach out. Pretty cool book community or history community and entrepreneur community. Just follow your path, follow your passions, and yeah, live your life. Thanks.